Hi guys, this is Rich with Wild Wonderful Weekends, and I wanted to make a video today to show you guys one of the ways that I kind of earn money as a side hustle with my drones. Now, drones are actually part of my main job also, but I primarily focus on like industrial inspections and things like that. I don't really get into real estate or even like commercial photography slash videography as part of my main job. But occasionally I'll take a gig job for like Droners IO or Dronebase, and that's what I'm going to do today. Today, there's a pharmacy in Ohio that I'm going to be shooting, and I'm going to be taking the Phantom 4 Pro because it's perfect for this job because it's strictly photography, and the Phantom 4 Pro is excellent as a photographic tool. And the way Dronebase works, in case you're not familiar, is first, of course, you have to have your Part 107 certification. And as a matter of fact, that's probably a good point to mention in this video. If you're using your drone footage or drone data in any way in the furtherance of business, including monetized YouTube channels, the FAA could fine you if you don't have your Part 107 certification. And I just want to get that out there because I'm seeing more and more where they're actually starting to kind of peruse YouTube channels and catch people who are monetized and using their drone footage and drone pictures, and they don't have their Part 107. So anyway, once you get your Part 107 certification, you sign up on, let's say, Dronebase in this case, and then they give you a series of training missions, and you kind of submit your videos and your pictures that they want you to show that you're competent on, and then you start getting assignments. It's super easy, and it's actually kind of fun too. It's a great little side hustle. Now they don't pay the best in the world, but what I'm doing today I think is about $100, and that's average for the jobs that I seem to be able to get on Dronebase. They go pretty quick, so you got to kind of keep an eye on it, which is easy because you download an app on your phone, and whenever a mission becomes available, they let you know that there's a mission in the area that you define you're willing to work in, and then you can accept it or not. And it's a little different than a lot of gig work sites because there's no bidding. Now, Droners IO, for instance, you do bid on work there, and it's a little less structured. So, like each of the class that you deal with on there, they may have a different idea about, let's say, what an orbital video shot ought to be or what cardinal direction shots might need to look like. But on Dronebase, everything's really standardized, and I like that. So as you go through the training, when they show you how to do cardinal direction shots, how to do orbital shots, trucking shots, dolly shots, all of those things. And so then in a mission, when you get the shot list and you get the instructions for your mission, they outline exactly what kind of shots they want you to do, and you know exactly what they're talking about when they say cardinal directions or orbital or trucking or dolly shots. So I kind of appreciate that. And here's an example of the shot list that I have for the job that I'm going to be doing today. Okay, so this is the way that Dronebase lets you know that there's a mission available for you. You'll get this notification in your app on the phone and also in your email. And it basically tells you where the mission is that's available. It lets you know what the payout is. So I was wrong. This one's actually $70, not $100. Oh, and the longer that these sit unfulfilled, the more the amount will increase. So like if a couple days goes by and nobody takes this job, this will increase probably to $100. It may even go up to 150. I'm not sure. Of course, sometimes if it doesn't get filled, they just take it off. They're not always going to just increase the rate. But I typically do try to wait a couple days, but I don't have anything going on today. So I thought, sure, I'll go ahead and take it, and I'll make a video about it also. It lets you know where the location is, of course. Flight date, it says best time available. And please refer to mission details to respond and to accept. And you'll have to go to your actual dashboard at Dronebase in order to accept this mission. But you do get these kind of summary of what the job is here in your alert. Instructions is weather up to 50% cloudy, and in training they'll tell you what that means exactly, 25, 50, 75, and 100, what that actually looks like. The scope is going to be aerial images, not video or anything like that. Time to shoot is going to be between 11 and 2 p.m. They want you to schedule within 48 to 72 hours, weather permitting, and the subject property is going to be a CVS pharmacy. Then they give you kind of a brief summary of the shot list. They're going to want some cardinal direction images at 100 feet above ground level, some images of the front of the building, some close-ups, and also some cardinal direction images at 350 feet above ground level. And like I said, they tell you in training, they show you exactly what those cardinal direction shots ought to look like. So I'm going to click on the mission details now, and we'll see what it actually looks like when you accept this job. Okay, so here it is, and we see some of the same info that we saw in the summary, the location, the amount that it'll pay. We also see this map now where we get a little more detail, and you actually see the area that they want you to shoot highlighted in green. And then it gives you another brief summary of the shot. And you have a pre-flight checklist here, required onboarding badge. CRE onboarding just means that you've taken the training and you have that badge that shows you've completed training, so you are eligible to accept these missions. Weather requirements, again, is up to 50% cloudy. Accepted drones are the Phantom 4 Pro and Mavic Enterprise Dual. Now, I actually have the Enterprise Advanced, but it doesn't matter because I've got the Phantom 4 Pro, and I'm just going to go ahead and take that anyway. Accepted cameras, but that doesn't matter because I have the Phantom 4 Pro and it has an integrated camera. They'll let you know what your camera settings ought to be for video and images, and this is only going to be images, so of course I'm going to have it set up for JPEG format, 12 megapixels. And another thing that I like about Dronebase is so far I haven't had to edit any images or video for these guys. They just want what you shoot. So as far as deliverables go, that's super simple. Again, the scope is going to be aerial images, and it tells you the time to shoot between, and they want you to schedule again between 48 and 72 hours, weather permitting. Once you go over that and accept it, you can look at the shot list, and here they go into a little more detail about exactly the way the shots need to be captured. I won't read through all of this, but it pretty much echoes what you get in your training as far as like what cardinal direction shots are. And you see here that they want 3 images of the front of the building, one head on and one angled from the left, one angled from the right. And once again, cardinal direction shots from 100 feet AGL. Once all that's finished and you've accepted the job, which I've already accepted this one, and we shoot the job, we're going to be able to come in here and upload our assets. So you can see for a commercial real estate shoot, this is going to be pretty straightforward. 350 feet cardinal directions, 100 feet cardinal directions, and 3 front-facing shots. So one of the things that I kind of learned doing private real estate shoots with droners and Dronebase is that it matters the way you look. So a lot of times you might be in a residential area and somebody may show up and they may challenge you. They may want to know what you're doing out there with a drone flying over their property or close to their property. And if you go, in baggy cargo shorts and chucks and a t-shirt with holes in it, you're not going to look as professional. And so Dronebase even now requires long pants, closed-toed shoes, a collared shirt. And something that I decided to do too after I went through that once, I had a guy actually come out and start throwing stuff at my drone. And when I went over and I started talking to him, and he thought that I was, there with I had no business to be there, and that I might be even filming him and stuff like that. And he was kind of irate. I wound up even having to get the cops involved, but it worked out. He got educated, and I got to finish my job. But I also put my drone pilot certification in a little lanyard that I wear also, which helps me look even more professional, and it's got my credentials right on it in case anybody did need to see those. And I also printed out the state laws for wherever I shoot. So I shoot sometimes in Kentucky and West Virginia and Ohio. And so I print out the state laws for each of those states concerning drone photography. And if I ever have to, show those to anybody or share those with anybody, I'm ready. But anyway, every job, of course, presents unique challenges and everything. And the place that I'm going to shoot today is it's in Ohio, so it's relatively flat compared to like West Virginia. So we'll get out there on site and see what it looks like and see what challenges we might have to face there. As soon as I arrived on site, I realized that there are a few hazards that I'll need to deal with while flying this mission. The most obvious is the mountain on the west side of the subject property, which will definitely be a problem while I'm shooting the cardinal direction shots at 100 feet above ground level. But there are also signs, power lines, and light poles that I'll need to deal with while getting the close-up shots of the front of the building. Staying close to the drone while flying and constantly checking its position in relation to other objects is key. I was able to get in position to get the images of the front of the building without much trouble. Now it was time for the 100-foot AGL shots. The instructions say that the whole property needs to be in frame and the camera needs to be angled so that some of the sky is in the image. This means that the drone has to be a fair amount of distance from the subject property. For the first 5 shots, that isn't a problem since the drone is well above any obstacles in the area. But for the 6th and 7th shot, that would put my drone at a high risk of hitting something along the mountainside. The cardinal direction shots are shot counterclockwise, and typically I fly them in an orbit around the subject property. But doing that here would put my drone at a risk of hitting a tree or maybe even an unseen object. And this is actually a pretty common problem when shooting cardinal direction shots at 100 feet AGL. So what I like to do is bring my drone back in close to the subject property in a straight line. Then get the desired angle of the subject property and fly the drone back out to a point where the entire subject property is in frame and the sky can be seen as well. You may still have to adjust your altitude a bit, but this is a lot safer than flying laterally along the trees or other obstacles. Once I got the 6th and 7th shots out of the way, the rest of the shoot was a breeze. So anyway, I just wanted to make this video to maybe encourage anyone who has a drone and doesn't have their Part 107 certification to maybe go ahead and get it. So you're not only insulated a little from being fined by the FAA, but also to show you that you can make a little extra money in your spare time with your drone. Shooting this mission and uploading the assets took just under an hour. And if I hadn't had to be so careful around the obstacles and the mountain, it would have taken even less time. Thanks for watching, and don't forget, if you enjoy these videos, to please like and subscribe. Oh, and everything I used to make this video, I'm linking to in the description. Thanks, and take care.